Hello everybody, this is Drizzard and welcome to QuixoticFoxGames Let's Play of Vampyr. We're picking up right where we left off. Just got hired by Dr. Swansea as a night shift doctor here. And we were in the middle of talking to Gwyneth Brannigan, one of our nurses here.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Sounds rough, man.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about?
Give me the gossip,
It
girl.
would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Never mind. Speak up!
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
Held
No.
against you in the court of law.
I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
It's weird how she stares right into the camera sometimes. It's so creepy.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get
She's looking at me again. Look away from me. You're creeping me out. Okay. Whew. All right. Heard about Dr. Tippett. She thinks he's great. I'm thinking she's got
Goodbye,
a crush.
nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Bye. Yeah, I see Nurse Crane over there, but I'm kind of ignoring her because she's rude. Well, you can freeze then. I'm busy. I'm looking for loots. I'm looking for... Oh, who's this over here? What is this? Oh, are they gonna... How long are they gonna hang out there? I think they're having a secret convo.
Doctor,
See if I can
where
catch
have you
them.
been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I
Listen,
found a
lady.
wounded man by the docks.
Cool
He answers
it.
to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke
Now she
spirit.
smiles.
I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
No, don't talk to him yet.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thanks.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Cool.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Screw off. I really need to go see if I can listen in on their little convo. Are they still there? They're still there. Oh, how do I get over there? No, I listened to that one. Oh no, I don't know if I can sneak in. Oh, wait. Is there a way to listen in? No, they're already coming back. No. Oh. All right. I'm sad. I'll just talk to them now.
Good evening, nurse.
I could
Good
swear they were
evening,
having a secret convo.
I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Do you not have eyebrows? What's going on there, lady?
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic
She's
was
looking
worse?
at me.
What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You know, historically, I think the Spanish flu actually killed more people than the Black Plague.
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Wow. Change your attitude. I don't know what to say. No, I believe in myself.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Yeah.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Ooh.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Is that so? Mediocre. Okay.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Okay. Is that it? Yep. Alright.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
You may go. Leave me. Who else is new? Nobody else around here. Well, he's still down there. He's just gonna bleed to death down there. Whatever. It's cool. Wait, there's a secret combo over here. Oh, oh, oh. Gotta catch it, gotta catch it, gotta catch it. Oh, yes.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Dang. Sadness going on over there, man. Alright, I successfully eavesdropped.
Another night with the glorious battalion.
Let's talk to Milton here. Hi.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
Wow.
Quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Gun trader. I don't want any gun pieces. Let's talk about your mediocre reputation. Right to the dirt. No, let's start over here.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful.
Okay.
We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Feel bad for these people.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know, and by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I'll bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Sounds like something's going on.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues?
So
Milton?
accusatory.
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Like, this whole place is so, like, sad
Goodbye,
and negative. Like, all of these people, everything's just sadness everywhere. It's just, like, the worst. Alright, who else is around here to talk to? It's close by. Who are you? Talked to you already.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems
I haven't
perfect to
talked to you
conduct
yet.
my research. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
I know.
Actually, yes.
I'm the best.
We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippets, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Yeah, I saw that.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most
likes you
helpful
too.
and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A
I ship
clever
it.
and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
Is overqualified as a nurse.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
If she was a man. And she's not allowed to be a
Any
doctor.
opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
It's fair enough.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Okay then.
You've nothing to prove, Dr. Tippets, to anybody, and we all praise your experience. Please, have some rest.
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this
Whoa,
job.
whoa, 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 whoa. I did not say you were too old. You just need to sleep more, my dude. Jeez.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
Okay then. Phew, bit my head off. Oh, shiny. About the use of garlic and wooden stakes. Dear brothers, I must now draw your attention to the very important point, the use of garlic as a protection against vampires. Let's be crystal clear on the subject. Garlic will never protect you against those creatures. No matter how fresh, how strong, and how smelly, garlic is totally useless as a defense. I can never say enough how damaging that novel of Bram Stoker has been. Yes, of course, population of Slavic countries place garlic cloves in coffins. Yes, of course, inhabitants of Santorini Island hang garlic on their windows. There would be so much to write about this place, and someday soon I hope to go back to this island to further explore its occult tradition. But that is not to protect the living from the devil. It is to tell the dead that they are aware of their malevolence. It is a symbol, nothing more, nothing less. So please, by all means, yes, wear garlic, show garlic, hang garlic, and tell the shadows that you are not afraid. But if you are looking for supernatural protection, you have to search much deeper into the forgotten secrets of the occult tradition. For here's the truth, my fellow brothers. Garlic does not repel vampire, but all the fresh plants will hurt them. It is as if their body could not stand the presence of botanical elements. I have seen an enraged vulp flee when whacked with a rose. Yes, a simple rose. I have witnessed a violent Ekin fall down and beg for mercy when stuck by a wooden stake. I don't know why it is so effective, and I would give my left arm to find the answer to that mystery, but the truth remains nonetheless. Vampires are very sensitive to fresh herbs, plants, and woods. From Facing the Shadows, How and Why by Usher Taltree. Primate of St. Paul's Stole. So that's the group that Dr. Swansea works for, our new boss. So garlic won't work, but isn't garlic a plant too? Or is it a root? I'm not exactly sure what garlic is. I think maybe it's a root. But they're saying that any herbs, plants, and woods are going to harm a vampire. And they've mentioned multiple kinds. They've mentioned Vulp, Ekon, and we've heard the term Skull. So there's at least 3 kinds of vampires.
Discussed on every street corner. The daily routine.
You want to talk, bro? No? Yeah? Let's talk.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here
your
to
face.
fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off.
Man.
But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Not really. Like, I suspect he means... Like, is it PTSD, or is... Like, I'm a little confused.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Is it psychosomatic?
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about.
Oh.
Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
He's breaking my heart. Alright, so you see there's always like hint required, hint required. You can talk to people about more stuff. You can unlock them if you do a little
Where
research.
were you stationed, sir?
Which makes them tastier,
Did you
by the way.
serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No
Okay.
offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir.
Dang.
No offense.
So sad. I'm a medical checkup.
Soldier, do you need...
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
No.
Goodbye
Okay.
for now, Miss...
I feel bad. Feel bad he's in pains. Oh, this is the guy we just rescued.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps.
What's he talking
But
about?
who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
I love this guy's accent. Alarming.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
I do think it's crazy that they're not even trying to do anything.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Clay Cox is the guy that we almost ate down, down by
Has
the
the
water.
gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Well, you do seem like a nice guy.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Clay Cox.
We'll talk again later.
He's the guy that we left bleeding down there. Who got that stab wound because he was in a knife fight with the dude. Okay, so is he still down there? I watched a documentary once on the Black Plague. So he's still down there. He's just chilling. He's okay. Maybe eventually he'll make his way up. Okay. So I watched a documentary once on the Black Plague, and they actually were doing stuff about it. It wasn't like they weren't doing anything. So I think just in this game, like don't take this as super historical, because obviously it's vampires, but also obviously, like, they were doing all kinds of stuff trying to stop the plague at the time. Who are you? Oh, unknown. Let's have a talk.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals.
What?
Not overrated dabblers.
I don't like the way he's looking at me or talking to me. You're a jerk.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
What the f... You...
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
He doesn't like modern stuff. Mr. Traditional. He's also rude as hell. Super jealous of me because I'm famous.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money? Fame? Or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
What the heck?
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Guy's a dick, but he makes some decent points. Now get out of my face.
We'll talk later.
He's at the top of my eat list now. I'm getting hungry. Looking at you, Waverly. Right. Alright, we should finish talking to Nurse Crane, since we
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Rushed away from her earlier.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Dang.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Alright. Whoa. Hello, blood. You haven't talked to... Who screamed? Somebody over there screamed. Okay, looks like there's a doctor over there and a patient. Let's talk to this guy first.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
'Cause I want to eat you.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Alright, that's all I can say.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Oops. Where's that guy I saw? There you are. Hey.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Thank you. At least somebody appreciates me.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd
the guy in the bed looks dead.
The transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So
Blink or something,
it's
my
just
dude.
a question of jealousy and pride.
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Okay, then.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What kind of experiments?
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Sure.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me.
Oh.
I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
He's a groupie!
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Dang.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Okay, looks like we're done with you.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Bye. Who's this? Oh, it's jerk off. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There's the eavesdropped people over here. Let's talk to you first.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Well, I am wonderful.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
I love the name Mortimer.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
That's noble.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Oops, that's not what I meant.
Tell me more.
The ambulance...
What do you mean?
She managed...
Okay, here we go.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Dang. Okay. Oh, I did that. Did I do this? Here we go.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Aww.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
It's a sad case, man. I think that thing around his neck is because he might have tried to hang himself.
Evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
I think that's the voice of the same guy who played the little ghost kid in Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm not sure, but it sounds like it.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather...
Oh. He just repeats it?
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm alright.
Wait, did I even finish talking to him?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
I feel like I didn't. Oh, here we go.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Ugh.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you, then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
Okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Dang, man. Presso. Alright, have I got everybody in the hospital? The people. Here we go. Oh. Missing people. Who are you people? Talk to you guys. Talk to you. You.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Of course you are.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of pustulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm sorry.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Can you?
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Really?
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me, for I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Thank you, mortal. Did I finish? No, I did. Here we go.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I don't believe you.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Your nocturnal activities. Alright. Missing somebody. Talk to you two. Talk to Milton. Let's do a sweep around the hospital.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding?
Something
I
that
should
way.
Investigate.
You, let's talk.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
I don't know about that.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
I like his accent.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
So he was a medic, not a doctor.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago.
Oh no.
You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Sure she is. Thank you for helping her.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Aw, he's so nice.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Will we, though?
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Okay. I think we're done talking to this fella.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
I don't really want to buy anything. I don't have a lot of money yet, anyway.
Arrive and then sadly depart.
But we activated a dialogue around here somewhere. Think in here? Some boots. I'm sorry if I tend to ignore these, it's just that it's like simple stuff. Pause if you want to see it. I think this is the morgue. I have the key.
Voices in the garden.
I think there's another entrance.
I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Where's that coming from? Oh, I see some over there. What's over here? Oh, hello. Ow, he got me. Oh, get off! Ugh! You're gross. I think you are nasty. Alright, let's heal that. Okay. Nasty. Don't bite me, I'm the one who does the biting. sneak up on him? Sneak up on him. Yarr! Ooh, that's a lot of guys at once. Oops, I missed. Uh-oh, I'm out of stamina. Ooh. No, no, no! No! Oh, crap! Okay, I need to get out of here. Hold on. Wrong way. Okay. Let's heal again. Oh, no! No, this is not good. Eat him! Oh, that's better. Don't you touch me! Okay, ooh, get away. Get away. Nope. No! Jeez. So many stamina issues. Nope. Don't eat me, I'm eating him. Oh! Touch me! Oh no! Shit! Oh no! Okay. Alright. Alright. I see how it is. You wanna play like that? Okay, my nose itches really bad. I gotta take my allergy medicine really quick. Gosh darn. It's kind of distracting me a little, but that's not an excuse. I just died because I suck. Okay, then let's try that again. Alright, I think it's in here, right? Or is this where... No, that's where he was. Okay. Gosh darn it! It's partly my fault. I mean, I did try to take on a lot of them at once. Alright, let's see. Creepy skull. Wait, what is that? Money. Little whittle money. Okay. Oh, is that open? So, I'll check it out later. Honestly, I just want his blood. Give me blood, please. No, no, I need your blood. Thank you. Yum, 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 yum. Don't you dare, don't you, don't you! Stop that. I need to dodge more, too. I'm not dodging like I should be. Focus. I can do this. Ow. No! I'm out of stamina. Jeez. No! No! Oh, God! Stop that! They're 2 levels higher, so I'm having a little bit of an issue. Okay. Oh, he's got no loot. Lame. Okay. Alright, let's try this other group again. I think I also need to focus on one guy and not get distracted. You know what I'm gonna do? Whoops. Oops! Oh, jeez! I meant to shoot you. Alright. So I did end up using the gun a little bit more than I thought I would. Okay. gonna sneak up on these guys and hit them both at once. Just die, 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 die! Alright! Nailed it. Hi. No! Get bent! Okay then. That fun's over. Whew. And a photograph of Milton and Pippa. Forever a loving couple.
Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins
are an item. Oh, I can't like look at it in here. Or I can. Or not. Okay. Thought I could.
An item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Ooh, oops. Oh, it's locked. Okay. Alright, then heading back. I'm gonna give Milton his wallet since we just found it. And then I'm gonna head up to my office to level up because these guys are getting a little difficult. What's in here? Nothing? Might be a shortcut back. Not exactly. Okay. Not sure which way to go. Oh, that's not the right way. Woohoo, turn around. Where am I supposed to go? Alright, this is definitely the right way. Milton. Where is he? Here he is. You!
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Always, Milton.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut.
Dang.
Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Okay.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
That's true.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Okay. Except if you're pocketing that money, which they are, it's not even going to the hospital. They're just keeping it. They're making people pay for beds. I mean, they're profiting off of people. It's kind of messed up. People who need help.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
I mean, but they're not as horrible as, like, say, Clay Cox down there. Who I didn't eat. Who I should have eaten. Alright, I'm gonna find my office. Cause I wanna level up. Ooh, loots. Thank you. Ooh, free chainsaw. Not chainsaw, hacksaw, whatever. Nothing fun. Oh wait, what's that? Hello.
It's locked, all right.
What? Rude.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
It's a nice place. Loop. Dr. Swansea's message. Dear Jonathan, I asked Nurse Crane to secure an office for you on the second floor. Please forgive the austere decoration, but Pembroke Hospital is not exactly the Ritz. Sorry to let you discover your office alone, but I need to sleep a little before going back to work. I'm just a mere mortal after all. I also gave orders to let you rest and for the staff to never enter your room. You'll be able to sleep all day without being disturbed and work at night without raising any suspicion. I'm afraid the place is quite messy, but you'll be able to conduct your experiments here at your own pace. You'll also recognize there is an open window with scaffolding that will allow you to enter and exit the hospital without being noticed. I imagine how awfully new and disturbing this all must be for you. Believe me, I have studied enough of your species to understand what you must now be facing or feeling. Be assured, I'll do whatever I can to help you in this ordeal. Know that you're not completely alone facing it. I'm glad I met you. These dark times we are presently facing. Wait, what? What? Is this another typo? I'm glad I met you. These dark times we are presently facing. I don't know, that's a really awkward sentence. Anyway, I hope our future collaboration will yield great results. Welcome to Pembroke, my esteemed colleague. We shall talk soon. Yours sincerely, Edgar Griffith Swansea. P.S. I left a copy of some of my notes concerning what I have discovered about Ekon in the last few years. Feel free to read about it if you need some guidance, as long as you don't use this knowledge to take advantage of me. Okay. So he left us a message about Ekon specifically, which is basically like a hint to say, hey, you're an Ekon. Article on Ekons. It is a rare opportunity and almost a privilege to approach a vampire, to observe their most intriguing physical and psychological traits with a scientific and rational eye. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I've personally observed over the last 10 years while interviewing a few vampires, or Ekon, as they prefer to call themselves. Supernatural speed. A vampire can act and move like a mortal in all his actions, but the trained eye will spot that they have the keenest... What? But the trained eye will spot that they have the keenest senses and can act quicker than any mortal. I get a little confused sometimes by the sentences that they create in this game. I'm not sure if English was the first language for this, or if like the makers are from a different country, or I don't know. It's just, sometimes I get a little bit lost. Okay. On a few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee, I've seen a vampire move so quickly it is almost as if he had vanished just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleport or dematerialization, it is only a supernatural speed. For me, it is a cat-like attribute, which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than us. I also notice that such speed seems to exhaust them, and that they are bound to physical limitations. Mesmerize. One of the most powerful abilities a vampire can deploy is the capacity to force a mortal to obey them. I call this trait mesmerism, but it has nothing to do with a mortal ability to alter a subject's mental state. A vampire can bend a mortal to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire I interviewed even told me the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture their target's psyche. The same vampire explained to me that this ability required time to master, and that the result could vary widely from one subject to another. Implant a false memory, erase a painful one, the possibilities are endless and frightening. Interesting. Blood awareness. This may be the most catastrophic ability of all concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedies for them and us. Vampires crave for blood. They must use their will to restrain themselves from frenziedly drinking every drop of blood they can see. They need blood to function and to express their full supernatural traits. A famished vampire can be very weak, even if he cannot die of hunger or thirst. This urge, this need for blood, may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness can be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around him inside warm bodies, through walls, on a supposedly clean weapon, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and that in some cases he can even sense diseases, infected clothes, or even items in a room. If that is true, it could save so many medical applications. It could have so many medical applications. It almost beggars belief. Okay. So, the text is kind of small. I have to lean forward to read it right because I'm blind as bad, so sorry, I triple over that a lot. Okay. So...
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Let's see what we can do here. We can make medical treatments, serums to heal us, or weapon upgrades. But we're going to examine this blood sample from the one scowl we killed. And it unlocked a new serum for us. We also have enough to fix up our weapon. So which weapon? 65, 65... Actually, hold on.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night.
No, I'm not sleeping yet. I'm just changing clothes. Okay, so in that little locker was the DLC content, which I have. So I'm just going to grab that really quick. I don't know if I can upgrade the sword or whatever that we get for it, but it's possible. It also changes our clothes into the DLC clothes, but we can change it back if we want. But for now, I'll just wear this because why not? And, refill. Cool, cool. Okay, then I'll go back over here. Because I'm sure I can upgrade something. So what do I want to upgrade? Can I upgrade you? No, I need tiny common handle parts for that. Nope. I can upgrade the hacksaw if I want. It does 65 damage, 20 stamina, attacks 15. 20, 20, 10, 10, 75 damage. Just does more damage. Might as well use the sword. And I can upgrade it! Yeah, boy! Alright, this is what we're doing. We're doing the sword. And I need a little bit more aluminum to finish that up. Alright, I'm gonna actually equip that right now. Here we go. Sorry, machete! And let's level up. And then that'll be the end of this episode. So hopefully you guys are enjoying things so far. I've got 1100 XP. What should I use it for? Don't know. I think the claw's good. I don't think I need a new power over there, but I kind of want something defensive because I suck. The stun is cool. I kind of want this. How much is it? 600? I'm doing it! Awesome. Alright, so I'm guessing that's in my slot number 3 now. So I like that. How much is that? Let me get this too. Form a supernova move to target and cause damage upon landing. I mean, I like it. I'm really bad with the controls in this game though, so like I'm worried about giving myself too much stuff to try and control. Do you want to heal more from biting? Let's do more health, actually. We're gonna do that. And that's all I can do. Confirm! The following night. Okay, so days passed.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Chapter 2 begins. Really quickly, before we end, I want to like look at if I can move my powers around. They're over here. Can I move them? Looks like I can. I do like that healing's number 1. Falls, coagulation. I kind of feel like maybe I want to trade. I don't want... Okay, I think I want claws to be number 2. Okay, and I want the stun to be number 1. And I want number 2 to be my heal. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, no! No! Okay. Why do they all say autophagy? Okay, here we go. Okay, coagulation, autophagy, claws. Okay, I think that's how I'm gonna work it. Okay. Alright. See you guys. Oh, wait. I hope that will save. I'm sure it'll save, right? Okay, we'll see. Anyway. Oh. And apparently, there's cranes out there waiting for me. Okay, thanks for watching, guys! I hope to see you in the next video, where we will do Vampyr Part 3, starting at Chapter 2.